Alright, so let's go over some things. Part of the end of the season rush was understanding that Bo apparently was changing ISB providers. Apparently he's also on a vacation now, and he needed to get games in by a certain time, and was not able to get his game in versus Arn before he changed ISPs. And so we're going to watch that Super Bowl. We won't be able to tell the lag that happened, from the NSV. I have a feeling how we're just going to move forward with it, but I'll go and stream the Super Bowl. We do have some spots to fill in. Let's give you an update on some of our owners. For a real brief moment, we had Baxter back, and because of some shit that went down, I think in GTFO and in some with some owners that are in GTFO, also in our league, he just didn't want to deal with this shit anymore. I don't think those owners are in GTFO anymore. I think there's at least two of them, maybe three. And so he bowed out, which is a bummer for me, Shake and Bake, because I love me some Baxter. But I get it. And then in other really good news, we got Chiefs Jr. back for in place of Tecmo Bo. So Bo's out in Chicago. Chiefs Jr. is in. I don't know what team he's going to go to next year. He will let me know. And then we also have also the opening for Baltimore that Baxter evacuated? Vacated, that's what I was looking for. Is going to none other than Matrick Diaz, the Matchwazy. Diaz is a former. I don't even know if he commissioned this league. He actually commissioned. I think he commissioned HSTL for a hot minute there. Been in contact with him, knowing that we're gonna have some, some owner turnover, and some issues with this next upcoming season. Part of why I am also not in such a big hurry to jump into this brand new year is our new season, or haven't been. I mean, personally, I had a big tournament last Saturday that spent a lot of time in the days leading up to it, getting it ready. Only just earlier today had a chance to put most of that shit away, but I have an even bigger shithole pile of stuff to. I'm just using this time. I'm on break for the rest of this weekend, this weekend, to do shit around the house, organizing and shit with the time I have, and spend some time with my kids and my wife, and but one of the other, and I was just exhausted. I had a pretty fun, successful, tournament for the most part that ended in some utter heartbreak. Maybe you can relate to that. It's my second place in a row in the PNW events that we put up here, and they've all been heartbreakers. So I needed to not have to deal with Tecmo, period, anymore for a while wasn't sure I was really going to come back, honestly. But I just needed some time. That's how I felt about it, especially the next day. I was exhausted. Um, so the other aspect of why we're not in a hurry is um, NOS is going to be real touch and go with being able to uh, play games on a timely basis for this next season, and um, but he should be able to finish his games on time. And my philosophy is, or reasoning, is let the league, kind of start late, and then he'll be able to. I guess I should focus on making sure this is correct. Um, if the later we start, the easier it will be for him, or the less behind he'll be getting into the middle of the season. So he'll be able to play a game here or there. I don't think he's in many other leagues at the time because of this. He's got something going on with work, but he's going to stay in, and I'm very glad that he is. And that was one of the other owner or options. I was possibly going to have maybe Diaz temp for him while waiting for the next opening. Um, and then finally, we still have one more opening in in Denver. Go Nick just does not have the time anymore for pretty much any online Tecmo. He just went through a move. Maybe part of that caught him off guard. I don't know. I haven't been able to get in contact with him very much. He's been, seemingly very busy. I haven't gotten as many responses frequently from him as I normally do. So, as you can probably know from seeing on our Discord, Bone Winkleman, the T-Bone, that's his original name? T-Bone. I think it was something else back before that too. He's been in our league before with the Jets. He's put his hat in the ring, but I've already I'd already promised the opening to one of our guys up here in the Pacific Northwest, um, and his name is Joey B. He hosted the last live season that we had back in July at his spot, and he also hosted our first Sticky Icky Shuffle, which was amazing. Basically 4 tournaments in one. So you got to basically play with 4 teams. And he's ready to get his feet wet in the online game. So and I don't know about during the day, but I'm pretty positive he's got availability at night. So he'll be in a division with. I don't know that he'll be able to play Chiefs unless he gets on a little bit earlier, but DT he shouldn't have a problem with, and Thrash I know gets on late in his division. It also makes sense to bring Diaz over. He's a very strong player over the NFC, balance it out a little bit. Joey is skilled, and he's just not. He's a little raw, and he hasn't played the online game. And knowing him, DT can probably second this. What's going to be more of a challenge isn't the gameplay, but actually getting him to play technically. I have a feeling I'm going to have to drive over to his house and walk him through certain things. And that's a good 45-minute drive. But hey, you do what you got to do, right? So, what does that leave us with? That leaves us with T-Bone on the waiting list. Number 1, he said he posted on there already. I believe him. I honestly haven't been on the check. And current status with what we got going on in the league is we got the Super Bowl was mostly played. I mean, I can tell you the messages I got from Arn. Um, you know, on the day after Christmas, I think tonight is the only chance with him before he leaves. No idea how long he's gone, etc. But then he didn't show up. So on last Friday, which was a week ago tomorrow, for many of you today, I guess, um, he said he didn't show up last night. Tonight at 10 p.m. We were writing last night for a while, trying to make it happen. Told him tonight, 10 p.m. on the dot, I'll be on. He said he's not available till 9:30. Figured extra 30 minutes to be safe. So I said, okay, good luck. I won't be home. I wasn't planning on being home, as that was the day before our tournament, and I was going to go over to Manuel's and set up the stream. Well, I ended up not being able to go over to Manuel's and stayed here and set it up. And he said, we tried to play. FPS was between 1 and 30 all game. Fourth quarter got BAC. I mean, I hear that and I think blood alcohol content. I don't. I was down 14-0 and came. Well, I'll let you watch. Says yeah. Other comments. Yeah, it was a joke. We're gonna work it out now. Here's the NSV. Really have no clue how to explain. This is quotes from him. How to explain, even explain what happened. Either way, whatever. It was a shit show with the lag. So we reconnected. He's switched servers and perfect connection though. I don't know. Talk to him about it, I guess, for a full state. I gave option replay game instead of just fourth quarter since such a shit show. Figures. I don't know. And then he said it was dumb all around. He's leaving for vacation in 4 hours, so I had to play. So I had no other option. If you watch the video, you will see how stupid. I said I don't think I want to, but apparently I'm going to because I'm promising you that I will. And we're going to stream it. At a certain point, it was down to 5 FPS at a very critical point. And then even more critical, 15 FPS range. That's frames per second. Just dumb. Really no explanation. Should have never been played like that. And then some suggestions. I don't know. I'm glad that, hopefully this kind of shit is gone from the league. And there's one other person that's on my radar with shenanigans that are questionable that I'm hearing from many people. And if those shenanigans continue, you're going to be gone too. The accidental disconnects. Yeah, you got to play where that's not happening because I've heard of at least 3 times, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm done with this fucking shit. I was ready to hand it over to Arn. He doesn't have the time for it. I'll do this and I'll do it right. But this is the last thing, honestly, I want to be doing right now. I don't know if that inspires you. I'm sure I'll, kick in a little bit, get some ROMs to play or whatever. But, we're all here because we want to have fun. And disconnects that happen, people that are stalling or disappear, this kind of shit, that's not what we're here for. So if that's going to happen, get the fuck out. I guess we should be GTFO. We got, Bone's on the wait list. He's solid. I'm going to have any issues with him. So, I think most of you know. If you don't, this person ought to know who they are. I have not talked to them specifically about this more than like it being a problem. I've counseled in a couple situations where it's popped up, but one of the commitments you make when you're in this league is that you are participating in a way where it's fun for both of us. I mean, everybody's going to lose. Everybody's going to win. You hope you win more than you lose. But making the experience where you know, I mean, it's even just seems shady from the other end. It happens not just once or twice. I mean, really just once I get, but once it happens more than once, it's a problem. And if it's something you can't prevent from happening, well, we can prevent you from happening in this league. And, there's no ill intent there. I'm done. I'm done with the stupid fucking drama. We're all fucking adults. Anyways, get off of my fucking soapbox. Hey, what's up, Stolly? You got here just in time. See this shit show. So yeah, those are the league updates, and I'll go ahead and start this wonderful, stupid game, and get a state from it, and get an upload, and I'll share how we'll proceed after I actually watch it. I guess I could actually label this right here the fucking Super Bowl. Miss Yusachi, I honestly get a real good kick out of every boot that you put on and every downvote you give me. That's actually keeping me alive, so keep it up. Appreciate it. Alright, so let's get down to this stupid game. Get my ugly mug off here. Give you a little slideshow. But I'll still be chatting on it. Happy New Year, my man. And to all of you out there in WTF land and beyond. Let's get this Super Bowl started. Yeah, the file may not work on this particular image. Continue. Yes, every fucking time. You see how? Can you tell how little patience I have right now? Oh, you gotta keep that live too, motherfucker. Oh man, opening kickoff is. Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn this sound down. Oh, it's at 50. I don't know how the levels are doing. Oh, did I lose the desktop? I lost something. Can you hear the game? Yeah, this looks like it's coming through the mic. Okay. Well, that's hilarious. I honestly, this is my take on it. First of all, Arn, I was not in the league at this time, and when Chiefs dropped out, I guess he was between a rock and a hard place in terms of owners. So he let Tecmo in. Well, there's your fucking mistake. And so to me, this is his penance. He has to deal with Tecmo in a high leverage situation. Because I've not wanted to deal with this shit at all. I don't want to deal with him at all, or dealing with any shit that comes up because of stuff that happens related to him. It's just frustrating and tiring. Shouldn't be this hard. It's supposed to be fun. So yeah, this is my penance for Arn. That's how I take it. And that fumble return for a touchdown on the first opening kickoff. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, 2 fumbles. Here we go. What a great start. Oh my god. mean, was that an arrow trick? No, remember that this is all played with like super low FPS. This is laggy as fuck when it's actually being played, so if things look a little weird, that's why. Like, you know, guys moving where they fluidly normally wouldn't. Or unfluid movements, I don't know. Mistaps, I don't know. What's up, Joey? So this is the Super Bowl, and the first touchdown was on the opening kickoff that was fumbled for a touchdown. And then this drive was fueled by a fumble after a long drive by the 49ers. That's got to be back of the end zone. Nope. Well, he does have a high PC quarterback. Cause I ain't no holla back girl. Oh, it's a new quarter, so let's do the conditions thing. And the 49ers conditions are not putrid. I mean, Grady's in good, Neil O'Donnell's in good, Lonnie Young is in good, Kevin Hardy's in good. Oh, he's just going for it. He's like DGAF mode for sure. Oh, it was third and long. Yeah. Good night, Stolly. Catch you on the flippy floppy, my man. Thanks for hanging out for a minute. Sorry I started so late. I had to do the dishes. If I didn't do them, I'd have to do it at midnight. I don't want to do that. Bleep. Let's go. Oh, this looks like it desynced. Oh, that's great. That, you know what? That's just fucking classic. That's just fucking classic. Well, that doesn't look like a desync. What the fuck? This is acting up some weird shit. Well, I guess not. GG. Didn't that look like a, this is because of the lag, I'm sure. But didn't that look like a desync? That looked like a classic desync. I see you LOLing and what the fucking. Now that looks like a desync right there, for sure. That's got to be a desync. Unless he's literally just testing it out amidst all the lag, but I don't think so. I think we finally actually got our desync. So this, we'll just have to pause this even longer because I don't have the state from the end of this. Um, Arn does, Merlis does, and I mean this is just classic. And I mean I'm gonna go full B. Let's see. What even is going on here? Yeah, that's a desync. So basically, yeah, you can just shut the fuck up. I'm so glad I wasted all this time on this shite. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. We'll just leave it right there. 4th and 29. Alright, so long story short, Bo's out, Junior's back in. Diaz is in where Drake used to be for Baxter, who was in and then got right out. And we got Joey Honeybee, the Honey Bear, is in for Go Nick. He gets to the Rick Meyer torch has been passed to him, and we could have avoided all this. I mean, it's not like it's not like I feel like the dude. We put a vote there, and it wasn't just one thing, but so many people were like, "Oh, he didn't do anything to get booted." It's it's a conglomeration of things. Is that a word that fits there? I don't think so. And as somebody who has to run this shit, it wears me the fuck out. And knowing how other people have to deal with it, and this isn't the first time. So, anyways, basically, it's not me, it's you. That's what I'm saying right now. WTF. Y'all had a chance. There's a reason I put up that vote. Y'all want to be nice and leave them in? This is what we get. So, if you want to complain to somebody, go find a mirror. We'll get this shit going. I'll hit up Arn. He'll have to upload or send me a state, and I'll get some kind of upload up thing up, and I'll get in contact with Nos because I know that he's up in the draft. Joey, I don't have time to, or the legality, the energy to set you up tonight with the shit you need, but this weekend before the Hawks game for sure, we'll get you on it because if you, like, let's see. Can I get this shit going on the full speed? Let's get this shit going on the full speed. Let's look at where we are. That's not creator dashboard, man. There we go. Oh, you gotta get all the way fuck over there. God damn it. Like, seriously, man. Okay. Well, at least the size remained the same. Right on, brother. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll give you a little clue as to what you can expect. I'll just talk you. Now this is a tutorial for Joey. Here we have where the league's most recent draft picks are. Colts have picked Joey. You're going to be right here for Denver. So you actually already have. Well, maybe they traded away their pick. Let's see what Denver got. Oh yeah, you got a tight end, Tony Gonzalez. I mean, he's going to be a stud, but I mean, if you get onto this site, go to the rules. You go to the official gameplay rules. They go over all this stuff. Here's the key part for gameplay. We do play in preseason mode. Uh, you can move your guys around, unlike what we do up here in CFT. Um, and the way you do that is you go to your when you're logged in, and I'll get you set up. Like I said, you go to my team, and then you can drop down who you want where. Like for example, let's say you want to get your fast O lineman at O line 5, or get your fast linebacker down to linebacker 4. You change them how you want, and then just hit edit roster, and it's all set. You got all this real cool stuff. We're in the off-season roster right now. That'll go quickly to default when you go to your team. Oh shit, yeah, I traded Trent Green. I forgot. I got some draft picks coming. I got I got Rondé Barber and Jake Plummer, Jake the Snake. Let me tell you a little story about Jake the Snake Plummer. Um, Back in the 90s, 1996 to be exact, I got a second job working at a veterinary hospital. I was already working for the city of Linwood, Washington, doing after school stuff at elementary schools and doing a summer camp during the summer. Well, that summer I got a job right next to the summer camp I worked at a VetSmart, which was inside of a PetSmart store. And one of the people I worked with, her last name was Plummer, and she had a little dachshund, dachshund, that had all kinds of fucked up shit going on. I mean, this little dog, is kind of like a light brown, not dark brown, but a light brown dachshund, was blind. Uh, his bodily functions were kind of effed up. He needed all kinds of medication, and that motherfucker walked around in circles all day. Like he had his balance was messed up. So I mean, anytime he was free in the back, which was sometimes after where we're done with seeing patients for the day, or before work, before he got put in his kennel, if she had to come to work with her, um, he would just walk around in circles all day. And he did have to come to work with her because she kind of wanted to keep an eye on him. Anyways, his name was Jake. And this was, 96. So this is around the time that Jake the Snake started to come out in the, right before he got into the NFL, or he might have just come out in the NFL. Yeah, he's a rookie in 97. So, he was doing his thing in college at the time. So anytime I think of Jake the Snake Plummer, I think of that dog. And his career, Jake the Snake Plummer, in WTF, his career is going to be dedicated to that dog, that blind dog who walked around in circles and needed all kinds of medication. This career is for you, Jake. All right, what else are we doing? So there's our draft. When it gets to be your turn, you go to off season. You can choose one of the positions, and you can kind of scour who you want. All the picked guys are usually towards the bottom, and like let's look at who would be possibly next. Like, Deuce Staley's pretty legit. Work done is guaranteed 44, so I don't think anybody else is guaranteed 44. This Antoine Smith's pretty close, but he's already 825, and if you look at our aging rules, that's a little bit of a hindrance to drafting him so early, or relatively early. It might push his value down a little bit, because he only has 1 year where he's essentially protected from aging, barring a roll of a 1 or 2 out of 100. So he's got a 2%. If you don't get him in a gain position, he has a chance to retire even at 25, even at 21. But if he's only 21, like Hanspard, excuse me, well, you got about 5 years. It's 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You got 5 seasons before you have to really get him into game position to avoid him aging, where you can risk reasonably him being It's a very small risk him getting retired. It's only 2%. So let's see. I don't think there was much in the wide receiver department. Well, shit, none of them's been drafted yet. I think. Let's see. Is Ike Hilliard the best one out here? So the way this works is, I mean, he's 21. That's a great age. These are the attributes that he could get. He's got 4 lines. This 70% right here means when he rolls his rookie roll, if he rolls a 70, if he rolls between a 1 and a 70, he'll get this line. He'll be a 44 MS, 56 receptions receiver, kind of like Roy Green. If he rolls, between 71 and 85, he'll get this line. If he rolls between 86 and 95, he gets this line. And then if he rolls between 96 and 100, he gets this line. And we do that after the whole draft. We'll go to the rookie rolls. This is from the previous season. This is the 96 rookie rolls. There's a little glitch here. This is why I show all these extra teams once. But the actual first picks, like Brian Dawkins was a difference maker. He's rookie of the year defensively. T.O., I don't remember him being a terrible difference maker, but Ray Lewis was a big difference maker for the Oilers. I mean, there were some really big hits in the top 4 for sure. Zach Thomas, Marvin Harrison, not as crazy as you would, I'm sure that those guys would have hoped. It shows what they rolled here and what the percentages of what that line was. So this one was a low percentage one. That's why it's such a high speed, even though he's only got 50 receptions. That speed is nuts, especially in Dookie's hands. We got T.O., that was a 40%. That was pretty, probable. 60%, that was the most likely one. That he was a guaranteed stud. 20%, now this was a really lucky roll. I don't think he was supposed to get 80% of them was between 50 and 44 MS. I mean, we could look. Let's go to rookies. We go to previous seasons and look at Eddie George. Oops, under running backs. And there he is. Yeah, he had only 3 lines. So that's solid. Anyways, you get the gist. Or I hope you get the gist. So we're in the middle of that. At the end of each season, all I have to do, I go here, I go to off season, and I go to aging ceremony, and I pick a team. There's none left because I already did them all, and then I click on it. It does the rolls, the aging ceremony rolls for all the teams, and so you can see, like, I'll walk you through your team. All right, so let's look at your team, Joe. We'll go to Denver. You got Rick Meyer. He's 25 MS, 38-44. He, he got that with, it was 38-38, but he got a gain through Gonick, Montana. And one of the things Gonick did with all of his starting quarterbacks was give him this face. That's why Rick Meyer looks like that. You can make him look however you want. Blair Thomas, 50 MS. Everybody else is 38. James Pruitt was pretty old, 56 MS. He's got no receptions. This is very little. But Joe Horn was a rookie, I think, and or maybe a second-year guy, and is pretty good. Solid O-line. Nothing special on the D-line. Dennis Byrd is a weapon on the linebacker line, but everybody else is kind of shitty. And Orlando Thomas was a recent hit. He's pretty fast, even though he's only 44 interceptions. And he's got Aaron Beasley. So he's got a couple of decent defenders there. And then we went to the aging ceremony, and so you can go line by line. And it shows what they rolled here. And in some cases, like, he didn't get any guys in gain position. But if you look across at mine, right, I had a whole bunch of shit in the offense in terms of I had a 50% gain roll. And so the first line is what your normal roll was, and your second one is your gain roll. And every time you roll a team, it rolls 2 for both players. regardless, but it'll only display the second one if your guy earned a gain roll. Um, so, hey, this guy not safe anymore. He'll be on my team, but he ain't on the team no more. So you know, certain guys like AG rolled a 35. He's 32 years old, so he qualifies as age. The way that works is when you go to aging, he did not have a gain roll. So if he has a gain roll where he earned a performance gain opportunity, you go by this column down here. But mine did not. AG did not. He was 32 and he rolled a 35. So since he was a 35, he aged. If he had rolled below a 31, he would have retired at 32. And if he rolled anything from 71 and above, he would have been safe and just stayed the same. Okay. Um, so back to the Denver team. You had James Pruitt age, so he's 50 MS and 25 receptions. Pat Harlow retired. I don't remember how good he was. Dennis Bird aged, so he's not as studly. And Ricky Reynolds aged. I don't think he was any good. So if you then go to your team and you click on off-season roster, you can see what they look like now. So you can see Pruitt's now 50 MS. Pat Harlow was an O lineman. He's gone. You've got guys in backups. Dennis Bird now is not a 50 RP linebacker. And Ricky Reynolds aged as well. But you also have these guys that were on his practice squad. And then here's your rookie down here. And then if you look over at your Draft Central, it shows you picks you do have. So you're the 4th pick in the draft. So when we go, it'll be, yeah, right here, Denver 2.4, 3.4, yada, yada, yada. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Get into more detail with you later. But I'm going to cut the stream now and get back to work in the basement. Hope you have a good one, and peace out, WTF.